Hi everyone, it's Janet, and I'm going to take you through a Yin Yoga stretch for the lower body. So this is great if you're a runner or a cyclist or just need to stretch it out. Our legs, hips, feet are what kind of get us through life and the world every day. So this is a nice way to give them a little bit of love. We're going to start with everyone's favorite, which is toe stretch. So you're going to come, a bolster will be handy, but you don't need one. I'll teach without it, but I'll show you a few options. So you're going to start to come onto your hands and knees, and we're going to tuck the toes under. And I like to really get under there, the pinky toes, and the option here to make it a little less intense is to bring the bolster underneath, or a pillow between the calves and the hips. Otherwise, you can just do this without. And it's a bit of a nasty place to begin, but it gets you sort of right into it. So I want you to do your best to stay here. If it becomes overwhelming, you can just lean forward for a moment and come back. We'll just be here for a couple minutes. And grow tall through the spine. Relax your shoulders. Try to let the intensity stay in the target area, soles of the feet, toes. And let everything else soften. So not adding any unnecessary stress or tension to other areas of the body. And then from here, just layering in the breath awareness. With your awareness on the breath, you immediately drop into a more subtle layer of the self, the energetic layer. And you can use that breath to soothe yourself. Bring your attention back to the breath. Inhale and exhale. One more breath here. And out. A little sigh can be helpful. Lean forward gently. Release the toes. You'll feel a little bit that cement sensation. You can just tap the feet out, bringing the blood and life back in. You're going to sit onto your heels, and without a bolster or a pillow, you can just lean back and lift the knees. So now we're targeting the front of the ankles. If you have a bolster, you can just bring it just onto the knees so that the feet and the ankles are still flattening down. And this might be enough just to sit up tall. If you want more intensity, you bring more of the leg up. Draw your attention to your breath. Some of these Postures can bring up different things. Maybe even that sense of like kind of an internal heat or an anxiety or a tightness in the chest, just from feeling that sensation. And we use the breath as a calming mechanism. So whether you do yoga or not, you know that, you can use the breath to calm yourself down. Right? When you're angry or sad, sobbing, right? You work to take deeper, slower breaths. And so even within this intensity, while it's yin, it might feel quite yang. And the breath is the evenness that draws us back to center. Two more breaths. Slowly, just lean forward and just release the legs off of the bolster if you were on it. Move it to the side. And the same thing, if you want to make little circles with the ankles or tap the feet out, go really slow. Good. And then you're going to come onto your feet. And we're going to come into our dangling pose, which I love the name of it, because this is what you're doing. You're just going to dangle. You can take a little bend into the knees so that the belly and upper body is supported by the legs, and then grab opposite elbows. And release the head, release the arms. If you prefer, you can release the hands to the mat as well. This just adds a little bit of tractioning onto the spine. And bend the knees as much as you need. You can shake the head yes and no a few times, and that might allow you to get some of the fidgeting out. And then you can commit to being still and commit to being where you are, rather than trying to escape or creating a story that takes you out of the present. Use the breath as a tool to bring you into the present where life happens. Nothing to be missed, nothing to skip. Just right here, right now, in the middle of it all. Experiencing everything from your center. Inhale and exhale. And just maybe walk the hands forward, come out of the stretch a little bit. Bring your hands onto your shins, shake it out. We're gonna come right into our next one, which is our little yogi squat. You can always use the pillow underneath your bum if you like. Guys, we're gonna do this in sort of a lazy fashion as well, which I like. So you grab opposite elbows and allow yourself to round down. Now the bolster or the pillow is there for support if you feel like you can't balance. Otherwise you can just remove it. Grab opposite elbows. And allow everything to be heavy. Now you can also release the hands down as well, like we did in the dangle pose. Head is heavy. Hips are heavy. And you're sort of folding into yourself like a little envelope. This process of turning inwards. Our legs and our hips are what give us the ability to move forward. Just reflect on that if that's something that is easy for you. And adapting to change, taking the next step, making decisions. or if that's something that might paralyze you a little bit more. And it's just a reflection, nothing to judge, just noticing. One more breath. And then release. Just lower the butt all the way down. Bring your legs out in front of you. And just lean back like you're laying at the beach. Feel any sensations come back into the hips, blood. We're going to move into our final little hip stretch. We're getting into the outer hips, glutes, and we're going to come into shoelace pose. So you'll just take one leg out long and then the other leg, left knee on top. You'll layer the knees. So the left sole of the foot faces the ceiling. And this might be plenty. You can stay here, or you have the option to pull your right foot in. So this is what the other foot is doing on the other side. You can see from the front. Face you guys. Both sit bones on the ground. So you can prop yourself up onto a pillow or a blanket. And then take a deep breath in and out. So this might be plenty for you. I feel this quite intensely. You have that opportunity to fold forward as well. And you can always bring a block underneath your forehead. And do your best to now commit to the stillness. If it's too intense, just back off and be okay with that. You know, it's not about being flexible in the body. It's about really creating flexibility in your mind. Less restricted, more freedom. So if it means backing off, make that change happen and just be where you are. 3 more breaths. One more. Slowly walk the hands back behind you. Notice what leg is on top because we're going to switch it. Unravel the legs. And you can take them long and just be still. You can take them side to side. I like a little windscreen wiper action. It's good to pause and be just as present in the transitions, right? Life is very much about the in-between moments and becoming present in these moments. I'm going to switch sides. So you'll bring your right knee on top now. Sole of the foot opens towards the hip. And then you'll bend your left knee in if you'd like. And the foot comes in towards the bum. And again, both sit bones down. So if one's lifted, either release the bottom leg or prop yourself up. It's a bit more even. And then relax your arms. Close the eyes and support yourself wherever you need. It's a process of learning to take care of yourself, and that involves knowing what you need, what support you need. Relax your neck, shoulders, jaw, forehead. Take 5 breaths. slowly lift up, lean back, and you'll just release your legs again. Gently unravel them. You can do the windshield wiper. And we're gonna come straight into our Savasana. So we're gonna do it today if you have a pillow as a long stretch. So we've kind of done the feet, backs of the legs, hips, groins, and now we're just gonna do the front of the hips in Shavasana. So you'll bring the pillow underneath your tailbone. This will be our rest as well. And this is long stretch. So we're just getting a nice opening after all that folding in, opening across the front of the hips and the chest. And then release your arms long. Glide the butt down so you find some length in the lower back. And give yourself permission to rest, to restore. And just be. You can stay here for as long as you like or have the ability to linger. All right, so just walk the feet in. Put your arms above your head and just roll to one side. And press yourself up to seated. Keep the eyes closed. Excuse me. Grow tall. Just bring your hands into your heart. It's nice to end your practice tying it with a little bow. All right, because the end of this practice is the tone for how you enter whatever's next. Take a deep breath in. And out. Feel free to join me for an Om. Inhale. Now bring the hands to the forehead and take a deep bow. Namaste. Hopefully you feel a little sense of freedom in the hips, legs, hamstrings, all that good stuff. And feel ready to move forward with your day. Have a good one.